So here's my theory. Each and every household needs at least one chocolate chip cookie recipe, and this is ours. But don't worry, I'm here to walk you through what could potentially become your household's chocolate chip cookie recipe. So these are the ingredients that you will need for this recipe, and we move over to chopping the chocolate. I was using my serrated knife, but you could see I was struggling, so I decided to use my chef knife instead. And I am using a block of chocolate instead of chocolate chip because that's what I preferred, but you can use chocolate chip if you want to for this recipe. Now we're going to melt the butter, but we are going to melt it a little different than you are normally used to. We are going to brown the butter, only because it honestly adds more flavor to the cookies, and this is what we want. As you can see, it's changing color, and that is the perfect color that you want. And just scoop over everything, even the sediments left underneath, because all of that is flavor. So now it is time to mix in the ingredients. We are first starting with all of our sugar, the coffee, the vanilla essence, as well as the melted butter. And if you do not have an electrical mixer, then you can use a normal hand whisk and just beat it until you get the perfect color and consistency that you will later on see in this video. When you are pouring over the butter, just make sure to pour over everything, even the sediments, because all of that, like I said, is added flavor, and we really want flavor in these cookies. And you're gonna set the machine on low first, on a low power first, and gradually start whisking and increasing the power. As you can see, the color is already changing, but it is not done yet. Just keep on whisking it. And the color changes again, but it is not done yet. Keep on whisking. And that is perfect. That is actually the color that we want. As you can see, it even looks much fluffier than when we started. It looks very fluffy and very creamy, and that is exactly the consistency that we want. So now we're going to add the egg and the egg yolk to the mixture. And again, we are going to whisk it some more just to incorporate in the egg and the egg yolk completely. And again, it changes the color, and this makes it even more fluffy and creamy. As you can see now, the mixture is very, very creamy, and that is the perfect consistency and the perfect color that we want. So now we're moving over to the flour, and we are just going to sift the flour with the baking powder and the salt. And this is just to remove any lumps that the flour might have, and to ensure that the mixture and our dough is very smooth, and to also just incorporate some air into our mixture. Now you're going to gradually add the flour. You don't want to dump everything in there. And we're gradually adding just again to incorporate some air. And you're gonna add the last of your flour and just whisk it some more. So now we are done basically using the mixer, and I am not mixing all of the flour in. You can leave the flour that is on the side. We will incorporate into the mixture in just a minute. And just make sure that you remove all of the remaining dough on your whisk. You don't want to leave no man behind. Okay, now we're going to add the chocolate chip or the chopped chocolate or whatever kind of chocolate that you decided to use. And now we're just going to fold it in the mixture along with the flour that was remaining on the sides. So you just fold it in completely and you ensure that everything is incorporated in the mixture. Here is the trick about this recipe. The most important thing is to let it rest in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Once your cookies have set, you just want to grab a normal baking tray and make sure to put a baking sheet on the tray to make it easier for you to remove the cookies from the tray. And you're just going to take a normal ice cream scoop and scoop them into the tray. Remember to space them out, and you can use any measurement to measure your cookies. I want to make giant cookies for today, so yeah. And just pop it in the oven for that time, and voila, there you go. My giant cookies are done and these taste amazing. Another trick is to eat it the day after because the flavor becomes more intense overnight apparently. And there you go. Make sure to come back next week for more recipes, and we'll see you next time. Let's kitchen it.